Hey class, today's video, our goal is to find the value of a variable in an equation. We're going to be focusing on mental math today. And then actually part to whole relationships are a couple lessons down. So finding the value of a variable in an equation is our goal today. So what is an equation? First, an equation is a mathematical sentence that has an equal sign. For example, an equation could look like this. 7 plus 9 equals 16. This is a numeric equation. Or 15 minus 5 equals 10. This is a numeric equation. And then we have an algebraic equation or a variable equation like x plus 3 equals negative 10. So these are all examples of equation. It's a mathematical sentence that has the equal sign. So today we're going to focus on finding solutions. A solution of an equation is a value for the variable that makes the equation true. Excuse the loud baby noises in the background. So let's decide first if these are solutions. So our first equation is 170 plus x equals 200. Is x equals 30 a solution? So let's substitute in the value of 30 for this x into our mathematical sentence and see if it's true. So is 170 plus 30 equal to 200? And that is true. 170 plus 30 is 200. So x equals 30 is a solution. So we would say yes, x equals 30 is a solution. How about for the equation 3 equals 12 minus a? Is a equals 6 a solution? Well, does 3 equal 12 minus 6? 12 minus 6 is equal to 8. So that is not true. So a equals 6 is not a solution. And then in this mathematical sentence or equation, we have 8p, which means 8 times p equals 160. So is p equal 20 a solution? So is 8 times 20 equal to 160? And 8 times 20 is 160. So p equals 20 is a solution. So just identifying solutions, they are the values to the equation that makes the equation true. So you get the same thing on both sides of the equal. So you get a true statement, like 160 is equal to 160. So now we're going to tell the value of the variable so that we can make the equation true. And I just want to do some mental math here. So if we have the equation m plus 6 equals 19, I want you to think what number plus 6 will give me 19. And if you think carefully, you say, okay, well, I know that 9 plus 6 is equal to 19. Oops, sorry, that's not right. 13 plus 6 is equal to 19. So that means that m must equal 13. So that is our solution to this equation then. All right, if we look at the next one, we have y times 1 equals 3. So what number times 1 equals 3? Well, I know that any number times 1 is itself, so that means that 3 times 1 equals 3, which means that the solution to this equation is y equals 3. All right, last one, we have what number subtract 15 would equal 25? This takes a little bit more thinking, so I need the number to be 15 more than 25. So maybe off to the side I want to think in my head, well, what is 25 plus 15? And that's 40. So that means that 40 take away 15 will leave me with 25. So that means that p, the solution to my equation, p minus 15 equals 40. All right. Here are some equations that involve some of the review that we have done in the past. We have 2/3 plus 1/5 equals h. So in order to solve for h here, we'll have to add these two fractions together. And remember, to add fractions, you have to have a common denominator. So a common denominator between 3 and 5. If we think about 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, I know I can make 15 from both 3 and 5. So So I'll use a common denominator of 15, which means I'm going to multiply this first fraction by 5 to get 10 over 15, plus multiply the second fraction by 3 to get 3 over 15, and then add, and I get 13 over 15. That means the solution to this equation is h equals 13/15. Ava girl. My second equation is 3/4 divided by 1/2 equals x. To solve for x, I will have to do the 3/4 divided by 1/2. To divide by fractions, you keep the first fraction the same, you change it to multiplication, and you multiply, flip the second one, multiply by the reciprocal. Then when you multiply fractions, you multiply straight across. 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 1 is 4. That can be simplified. So if I have x equals 6/4, both of these are even, so you can divide both by 2, so x will equal to 3/2. So that's the solution that makes that equation true. All right, last one, n equals 23.6 minus 5.7. To do this one, I'm going to line up my decimal, so 23.6 and 5.7, and subtract. I will need to borrow to make this a 16, borrow from the 3, then 16 minus 7 is 9, and then I need to borrow again to make this a 12, 12 minus 5 is 7, and then 1 minus 0 is 1. So here I get n equals 17.9. All right, next we're going to look at a couple word statements and translate them into math equations or math sentences. So if John has X apples and he adds 5 apples to his pile, he will now have 8 apples. And then our goal is to figure out what is that value of X. So first, writing it into a math statement, John has X apples. He adds 5 to his pile. So that's addition, adds 5. And now he will have 8 apples. So this will be equal to 8. To solve this, we want to think, well, what number did he start with when he added 5 and then he got 8? So what number plus 5 is equal to 8? And that means that he had to start with 3, because 3 plus 5 equals 8. So that means that our solution to our math sentence that we've created is x equals 3. Maddie has X dollars. After spending 90 on a purse, she'll now have 45. What is the value for X? So Maddie started with X dollars. She spent $90. That means she subtracted $90 from her purse, and then she's left with $45 left. So if I want to figure out how much Maddie had to begin with, I could think, well, if she has 45 now and say that she didn't spend that 90, then she'd still have it. So adding that back, I would find that 45 plus 90 is 135, which means that $135 take away 90 is 45. That means that Maddie started with $135, and the solution to our equation, or our math sentence, is x equals 135. All right, try a few on your own. Thank you.